as a family, we made the decision when I was 22 to move to Australia, and it was a massive, massive call. I mean, I still remember landing in Sydney. We didn't have one single person in the whole country that we knew. We had been here before and done holidays so we could check it out and see what it was about.
That's amazing. So you were already a little bit familiar. That's interesting. That's great.
I was for few trips over. I was certain that I was going to be stuck in a desert with a whole lot of kangaroos. Like I just I couldn't get my head around what Australia would be like. And, you know, we didn't have iPhones and, you know, huge access to computers to do lots of research on our own. We kind of relied on your travel agent to share it with you. So it was unusual. But we arrived on Australia Day, and we had no idea that it was Australia Day.
Amazing.
And we landed in Sydney, and there were people with flags, and I just remember thinking, my God, these people are so patriotic. Like, this is insane. So for me, every year, you know, I'm very proud that I live here, and I love Australia Day. It means a lot to me. Every time that we celebrate Australia Day, we just go, we're very blessed that we're taken in by this incredible country, because our country was in a lot of pain at the time.
Wow, that's incredible. And then what happened after that? So were you 22 when you arrived?
I was 22 when I arrived, and it was just my sister, God love her, she's hysterical, Georgie. She's not great
actually.
She's not great with lots of fluff and you know, chaos. So she when we had a holiday in Singapore together before we moved here, and ironically she's landed up living in Singapore years later, but we had a holiday there, and she decided that she was going to travel around Europe and that we should just call her when we bought a house and we've unpacked, because she didn't want to deal with all the the stuff. So
she is the quintessential free spirit, isn't she?
Totally. So it was just myself, my mum and my dad, and we lived in hotels for 2 years. My parents were retired, so I was very lucky. But we spent 2 months in Byron Bay. We did the whole of Australia, because we weren't kind of sure where we wanted to fit in. And, you know, for me it was great because I got to travel and see a lot of Australia.
Where did you travel around Australia? So did you end up going to the desert?
We started we were from Sydney. We went to Broome. And then, which was incredible. And then we literally just went the entire way around until my parents found Noosa and stopped.
And that's where they still live.
Yeah, they live. I mean, we did obviously further up. We did Palm Cove and Port Douglas, but we literally did the whole of Australia. And then 2 years into it, I was feeling so scattered, because they didn't have anywhere to go, really. They were retired. They didn't have anyone to meet. They didn't have, you know, anything to do. And I just got to a stage where I needed to find me and to find my place in this new home, my new home. And a really good girlfriend of mine, who was a fashion designer that I'd lived with in London, phoned me. She was originally from Melbourne, and she said, I've broken up with my boyfriend. I'm moving back to Melbourne. Why don't you come and live with me? I've got all my family. And she's Greek. So I landed in Melbourne with about 80 new friends, and just kind of slotted into her world, which I'll, you know, eternally be grateful for.
Wow. Timing is everything, isn't it?
Well, it's so bizarre. You know, when I was in Melbourne, I started dating a gorgeous man who I'm still really good friends with. But, you know, 2 weeks into landing in Melbourne, I had a whole circle of friends, a beautiful, beautiful partner, and this whole world. So I've luck, blessed, whatever you want to call it. It was perfect.
Well, many say you create your own luck. Luck is a matter of also saying yes to opportunities that feel right and not overthinking, which is interesting that we're talking about the crown chakra as well. Yeah. Interesting. So amazing.